In this video, I'm going to show you how to self-pop your pelvis at home. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over some great pelvic mobilizing exercises that might end in a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release. And I'm going to show them in different positions, so you can do them laying down, seated, or standing. So you can pretty much do them anywhere. As a note, these are not chiropractic adjustments. They don't serve to replace chiropractic adjustments. Instead, they're simple mobility exercises that might just get the pelvis to self-mobilize. So let's get started. So here is a really easy way to get the pelvis to self-mobilize. I call this the pelvic corkscrew. It's best done at the edge of a bed. Whatever side that you're having pain, let's say it's my right side, I'm going to put the opposite side towards the edge of that bed. Let's straighten the leg out on the side that is closest to the bed. What I'm going to do is bend the other side's knee, in this case it's my right, and place my right foot underneath my left knee. What we want to do is take the weight of our left leg and knee and press down into the foot so it creates a stable anchor point. That way it's not lifting off and we can get a lot of leverage with this movement. Just simply rest your head down like this. What I'm going to do is take my left hand, place it on the outside of my right knee. I'm rotating my right knee down towards the floor off the side of a bed. What we want to do is feel a very deep stretch into the pelvis, hips, and lower back. Keep going down as much as you can. With this one too, you might get a sudden pop or release into the pelvis or SI joint. That is very common, but you just want to go for a comfortable stretch. Once we hit that, what I'm going to do is straighten my right arm like this and turn my upper body and head in the opposite direction. This creates that rotational corkscrew effect, and it feels really, really good. It really deepens this stretch. Again, you might get that pop or release that you're looking for with this. What we want to do is hold this one for a comfortable stretch for 15 to 20 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax and just simply repeat this up to 5 times. With each repetition, challenge yourself to stretch into these movements just a little bit more because it will help release a lot more of that tightness. If you still feel like it's locked up and needs a little bit more, this is how we can take it to the next level. Let me switch over to the other side to demonstrate this. I'm going to get back into that position, but what I'm going to do this time around is instead of doing the corkscrew, I'm going to add a little bit more of a passive stretch into the pelvis and lower back. So let's take the left hand this time and place it right over the side of the pelvis right here, kind of like right over the cheek. What I'm doing is I'm pulling down with my knee towards the floor while pressing into it with this hand. What you're going to notice is this really, I don't know if you just heard it over the microphone, but I got it to release. This one right here, it's going to offer a little bit more of a passive stretch into that area that will help deepen it. But do not try to force this to crack. If it feels like it's going to go, it will go. The goal is just to feel a very comfortable stretch. Once we hit that, let's do this for 15 to 20 seconds. You're just going to relax from there, and then you're going to repeat this up to 5 times. Again, stretching into it a little bit more with each repetition. And with these exercises, I would recommend doing them on both sides just to keep everything in balance. So here's how we can take the corkscrew stretch and turn it into an anywhere standing exercise. I just wouldn't do this one in public. It might look a little weird. So what I'm going to do is go next to a wall. I'm going to angle my feet slightly in front of me. Legs are going to be straight. I'm going to press my body weight into the wall. Pretty much my hips, my bottom, all the way to my upper back are flush against that wall. And we want this nice and stable. Whatever side that we're having issues, let's say it's my right side, I'm going to lift that leg up, keep the knee bent roughly at 90 degrees. My left hand is going to go on the outside of my right knee. My right arm is going to go straight like this, and I'm just going to place my hand off to the side and grip into the wall for a stable anchor point. The movement is very easy. We're going to take this right knee and we're going to swing it across our body towards the left. When we do this, we want to make sure that our upper back, our shoulder blades, are flush against the wall, so it's not rotating like this. That's our anchor point. Only the lower body is going to turn. When we do this, we're going to feel a very good rotational stretch into the pelvis, hips, lower back. You might get that sudden pop you're looking for if it is locked up. If it is, you're good to go. But if we need to, let's hold this one for about 15 to 20 seconds for a deep, comfortable stretch. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather, and then repeat this one for up to 5 times. With each repetition, try to stretch into it just a little bit more. Challenge those muscles to get it to release. Just like the last time, we can add a little bit more of a passive stretch in there to take this one to the next level. So what I'm going to do is take my hand off the wall, place it on the outside of my pelvis, kind of like cupping the butt cheek again. And again, I'm going to press into it while turning my leg inwards. This will allow just a little bit deeper of a passive stretch across the pelvis, but do not try to force this one. Only go for a deep, comfortable stretch. Hold this one for 15 to 20 seconds, relax, repeat this one up to 5 times, and hopefully that will get it to self-mobilize. And for good measure, I would switch to the other side just to keep everything in balance. This is what I like to call the Anywhere Pelvic Mobilizer because you can pretty much do it anywhere, on a couch, edge of a bed, in a chair. We just need to be seated. What I'm going to do is start with my legs roughly hip width apart. And from there, I'm going to take my hands and place them on the outside of the knee. This is a two-part movement that's very easy to do. In the first part, we're going to drive our knees outwards into our hands, but we're going to resist this movement with our hands. This is an isometric exercise, so it's going to feel like we're doing a lot with little movement. So really challenge yourself to press out and resist against it as much as you can. You should feel a lot activate into the lower back, the hips, and the pelvis. When we do this, let's hold it for 5 seconds. We're just going to relax and then repeat this 5 times. So 5-second holds for 5 times, or what I like to call the 5 for 5. This is the knee part. So in the second motion, instead of going out with it, we're going to go in. Let's take our hands, make fists, put them together, and then put them on the inside of the knees. From there, simply squeeze. And I don't know if you heard it, but I got my right side to release right there. Again, 5-second holds. Really challenge yourself to drive those knees in as much as you can. And you want to do this for 5 repetitions. It's just a simple way to really put a lot of good motion into the SI joints and pelvis pretty much anywhere. And if this does bug your hands, you can use something like a rolled up towel, pillow, even like a basketball in between your knees instead. So here is a great pelvic opener that you can do on a floor or at the edge of a bed. I call this the SI joint opener. What I'm going to do is whatever side that I'm focusing on, I'm going to bend that side's knee at 90 degrees just like this. The movement from here, I'm going to take my foot on the bent side and I'm going to turn it inwards. So I'm taking my foot and then turning it inwards as much as we can. You should feel already a little bit activate across the leg into the hip. From there, the movement is very easy. I'm going to take my knee towards the other side's shoulder while turning my foot inwards. So my left knee is going to go roughly 45 degrees towards my right shoulder. And I'm going to take my hand on my right side, actually let's take both hands for this one, place it on the inside of that bent knee. We're going to resist against this motion. So again, I'm turning my foot inwards, taking my knee towards the other side, but I'm going to resist this motion. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot activate into the hip, across the pelvis, into that SI joint. Really focus on feeling it. And if it is locked up, you might get a sudden pop or release with it. But hold this one comfortably for about 15 to 20 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather, and simply repeat this up to 5 times. With each repetition, try to stretch into it just a little bit more to challenge yourself. Let's target it just a little bit differently with this next part. So instead of turning my foot inwards, I'm going to turn it outwards. And the movement again is I'm going to resist against it by putting my hands on the outside of my knee right here, and we're trying to bring the knee outwards, almost kind of straight away from us towards the floor, but we're going to resist it. When you do this, you're going to notice that the pelvis, hip, and the SI joint gets hit just a little bit differently. But do this one again for about 15 to 20 second holds for about 3 to 5 repetitions. And when you're done on one side, for good measure, I would do it on the other side just to keep everything in balance. One of my personal favorite ways to self-mobilize or self-pop the pelvis and even the lower back is with the foam roller method. I'm going to be using a 2-foot foam roller which has a diameter roughly of 6 inches. If you don't have a foam roller, I will leave a link in this video's description. They're wonderful. Think of it as an investment for a lot of good stretches and exercises that you can do pretty much from your head all the way down to your toes. So let's start on the floor with our foam roller pretty much positioned across our pelvis, right below the belt line. Kind of will support over the sacrum, over the top of the glutes, buttocks. From there, what I'm going to do is just take my hands. You can grip off to the side of the foam roller or you can grip off to the side. And I'm just going to lift my legs to the point where my knees are together. They're roughly at 90 degrees. We're going to start with what is known as a sacral roll. So I'm just going to take my knees together and go from side to side very slowly. Go down as far as you're able to go. Keep your upper back flat while doing this too. Only your legs and lower body should be moving. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot activate. You're going to feel in the lower back, across the pelvis, hips, glutes, buttocks, even into the legs. It's a wonderful compound stretch. But you want to hold each side for about 3 seconds, come back up to the middle, and then just simply go towards the other side. Again, with each repetition, you just want to stretch into it a little bit more, and if it is locked up, you might get that satisfying pop, crack, or release that you're looking for. But I try to do this nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. From there, what we're going to do is focus a little bit more on an SI joint opener. So again, I'm going to put my knees at 90 degrees. This time around, I'm going to put my legs roughly hip width apart. I'm going to put my hands on the outside of my knees and I'm going to drive them outwards, but I'm going to resist against this. This right here just puts a very good isometric exercise across the SI joints and hips. You want to do this for about a 5-second hold. You're just going to relax, repeat it up to 5 times. From there, I'm going to take my foam roller, place it in between the knees, and then squeeze inwards. And I don't know if you heard it over the microphone, but this generally will get the SI joints to release and give a very good satisfying pop or crack. But again, just squeeze inwards, hold this one for about 5 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then just simply repeat this one for 5 times. And I hope that really puts a lot of good motion across the sacrum, hips, and pelvis and gives you that self-mobilization you're looking for. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching.